Hey, have you ever tried vegan bacon?
Why would I try vegan bacon?
Oh, it's delicious. It tastes just like the real thing.
Well, why wouldn't you just eat regular bacon?
Well, because real bacon's high in sodium and dead animals, so I don't eat that stuff. Vegan bacon's just so much healthier for you.
Get out. Welcome back to Cast Cooking, guys. That's right, there's no substitute for real bacon. And today, we're gonna make our own bacon right here at home. We're gonna do a wet brine solution. First things first, I wanna thank Char-Griller. They decided to team up with us here on Cast Cooking, so I want a big thank you to them for sponsoring some of my videos. We're gonna be doing videos on the Char-Griller Grand Champ offset that I'm really excited about. If you missed my other video seasoning it, it's right here. Go ahead and check that out. So big thank you to Char-Griller for sponsoring some of my videos. For this recipe, we have a 3-pound pork belly. It actually weighs 3 pounds and 10 ounces. So we're gonna throw together a little brine solution here, get it in a bag, and throw it in the fridge. It's gonna cure for 7 days, and we're gonna flip it once a day to make sure everything gets coated nice and evenly. After that 7 days, we're gonna smoke it, slice it, and then we can fry it up for bacon. Alright guys, so here we got a pork belly, 3 pounds, 10 ounces, taking it out of the packaging, and we've patted it dry with paper towel. You want it as dry as you possibly can get it. When you're choosing pork belly at the butcher, you want a nice thick, I'd say at least 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches, and you want to try to get more meat than fat, obviously because you want more meat for bacon. So here we have it. Let's throw together our brine, our curing solution. So first thing I got here is 1 cup of packed brown sugar, 2.5 tablespoons of kosher salt, coarse ground, 1.5 tablespoons of black pepper, and 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon that we're gonna toss in here. I'm really excited about the syrup we're gonna use. My grandparents lived in Ludlow, Vermont, and growing up we'd go out there and this is made locally in Ludlow, pulled right from the trees, boiled down, and made its pure Vermont maple syrup. I'm really excited to use this. We're going to use 1 cup of this stuff. If you guys want to pick up some of this stuff, I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. It's delicious. I'll put a link in the description below. Alright, 1 cup of maple syrup. You can use any maple syrup you want. I'm just really excited about using this stuff. So 1 cup of maple syrup going in. Now this is a cure that we're doing. And what would a cure be without pink curing salt? This is Anthony's pink curing salt, premium Prague powder #1. I'll also put a link for that in the description. We're gonna put 1.25 teaspoons of this in our brine. All right, so there's 1/2 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon, 1.25 teaspoons. So we're gonna close this bag, mix everything all together nice and good. Now what this is gonna do when the pork belly goes in is going to pull all the moisture out of the belly, and it's going to cure it with that salt in there. Okay, now that all of our dry ingredients and our maple syrup is in our bag, mixed up pretty well, we're gonna drop our pork belly into this gallon Ziploc freezer bag here. Should fit. And then we're gonna move that all around to get the whole belly coated nice and even. Move it all around. Try to squeeze most of the air out that you can. If you have a vacuum sealer and vacuum bags that are big enough to fit your pork belly in, I highly recommend doing that. My vacuum sealer is not big enough for this, so I'm using a gallon Ziploc freezer bag. Squeeze all the air out, get a nice coating of this brine all over the pork belly. Now we're gonna stick it in the fridge for 7 days, flipping it over once every day. See you in 7 days. Alright guys, after 7 long days, we are ready to get these bellies out and get them on the smoker. First thing we're gonna do is get them out of the packaging, rinse them off in some cold water. You wanna get all the brine off, all the salt off. And then we're going to get them on a cooking rack and pat them dry. You're going to have a lot of moisture, a lot of liquid that was pulled out of the pork belly while it was curing. Alright, so as you guys can see, it's not that pink color it was when we first got them. They've darkened up a bit from the brown sugar and the maple syrup. You can tell that our brine took to the meat. Alright, let's get these over. Some paper towel on the bottom. Grab some more paper towels. Just pat it dry. You know, just get off all the excess moisture. So the idea here is to just get all the excess moisture off. Now that we've pat dry our bellies, we're going to get them onto this wire rack here over a pan. And this creates space underneath the bellies for some airflow, because we're going to stick them back in the fridge, keep them cold, and let them air dry for probably half an hour to an hour, at which point we're going to get the smoker going and throw them on here. Alright guys, for this cook, we're going to use our Char-Griller Grand Champ XD Series offset smoker. We're going to put the bacon on here after we get our fire going. We're going to cook at a temperature of 180 degrees. You want to get out of the danger zone, which is 40 to 140, so you want to be past that, but you don't want a hot smoke, so we're going to stay under 200. So 180 degrees Fahrenheit for our cooking temperature is ideal. So we're going to get the charcoals in the basket. I'm going to add some hickory chunks to that. I'm not using whole splits because, again, the temperature will get too hot. We want to stay at 180, so we're going to use chunks for our smoke flavor. So once we get the fire going, we'll get the bellies on here, and we're going to stick some probes in to watch for an internal temperature of 155 degrees. Alright, so now that our smoker's up to temp at 186 degrees, we're going to throw these on. First thing I want to do is get my probe here and go right in the center. Shove that probe right in there to the middle, right about there. Same with this one. Get our probe in there so we can watch the internal temperature. Right about there is where we are. Alright, so we're just going to toss them on the left side, away from the heat, on our cooking wire rack here. Perfect. I've got a probe here right in the center, in the front, to monitor the temperature of the cooking chamber. Link for the probe in the description. So now we're just going to close this up. We're looking for an internal temperature of 155 degrees, at which point we'll pull them and let them rest. Now that our pork bellies are at 155 degrees, we're going to pull them off, bring them inside, tent them loosely in foil, and let them rest for about 20 to 30 minutes. Then we're going to slice into them. So that's it. We fried up some of our bacon. We're gonna give it a taste here. Nice and thick cut. This was delicious. I'm so glad I tried this. You guys gotta try this at home. It's amazing. So amazing. Thank you again for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next cook.